Hi, everybody, and welcome to part 3 of The Power of Personalities. Okay, Kiko, let's take them on a drive. Talk to us about drivers.
All drivers.
Yeah.
One hand or two hand? 10 and 2 or just one?
10 and 2 is the appropriate.
Okay.
Right?
I'm kind of a onesie, whatever. But for all intents and purposes, both hands on the wheel.
That's right.
Just so you know, drivers. So, driver personality styles, right? Well, we all know them. They are often just
hard driving.
Oh yeah.
Very focused, driven. Will just bulldoze over people to get what they want.
Yes, the name says it all, and that's what they do. Drivers, they usually know what they want. They go after what they want.
I know what I want and I get it.
Yeah, they're taskmasters. Oftentimes overachievers. They usually rise to the ranks of wherever they're working to become managers and or supervisors because they love to in essence to be in control. And they get things done. And that's just the way it is. The challenge with the driver though too is they don't usually work well though on the team, so they have to lead the team. They can often cause conflict in a work environment because they're so strong in their approach, and bless their hearts, we need them, and they're amazing. But just like with the expresses from previously, there's the strengths and there's weaknesses. There's places for them to grow, and then also to continue on with the strengths that they currently have. So we all know drivers. Our president, classic driver.
Doesn't care about anything.
Yeah.
Just says it. Boom.
Yeah.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Exactly. So anyway. So
Yeah.
there you go. They're logically based. They make decisions.
So they make
quickly.
decisions logically. That's very important for you to know.
Yes.
So let's talk about identifying a driver. How can our friends who are not drivers identify a driver?
So basically, with the driver, they're going to stand out very quickly because again, they're going to be very.
They're a natural leader.
They're natural leaders. They speak like expressive. They speak loud. They speak often.
With passion.
Yeah, they interrupt conversations as well too, and they speak fast. And again, they're fast decision makers, and
They want you to get to the point.
basically yes, they make decisions autocratically. Basically, it's their way or the highway, right? So, right? You feel
Yes.
me? That's just how they are. So
Yeah.
so working with drivers, once you identify they're a driver, let them drive. But our job as a professional is to be able to navigate them accordingly throughout the process, whether it's a real estate process or conflict resolution, whatever that looks like. Our job is to make them feel like they're in control, but really we're the ones that are in control. And that's a whole nother segment we can talk about.
That's a relationship management skill for
Yes.
sure.
Yes, and
Absolutely. Okay, so pitfalls of drivers. For our friends who are drivers, how do they manage their personality and become more versatile? What do they need to learn to do to be more versatile to work with others?
So drivers, really, an area for them to learn and to develop is to be able to listen more and speak less, and to take into consideration the opinions and the feelings of those around them, right? Because again, they're so busy just knowing what they want and go after it, they will just step on whoever they need to. They don't mean to. They're just trying to get the job done. Again, they're taskmasters. They're gonna get it done. But for them, they really need to be aware of their surroundings and be mindful of how those people feel, and to be able to lead accordingly, because they are natural born leaders, right? So if you're going to be a natural born leader, then you have to learn how to lead. And to learn how to lead, I believe you have to be versatile.
Absolutely. And I think a huge important takeaway for our driver friends is to learn to ask more questions.
Yes, absolutely.
For drivers to slow down. So driver is my secondary. And so I know that I have a tendency to steamroll. I have a tendency to make autocratic decisions. I'm very, very driven and very task driven.
Mm-hmm.
And I am as happy as a farting unicorn where, rainbows coming out, as long as things are progressing. The second things stop progressing, I go into freak out mode, and nobody around me wants to even be around me because I am so driven at figuring out, okay, what's the problem? And if somebody is the problem, like, handle your business.
Yes.
Yeah, stop being the problem. Let's get this done.
Yes, and when they're in that mode, it's either help or get out of the way. So they're right. So they're gonna chop heads off if you get in the
Off
way.
with his head.
Yeah, or you need to get behind him and help him and support him on whatever the ultimate objective is, because that's also my secondary as well as driver. And so when I learned that about myself, I was like, oh wow, this is the reason why I'm coming off that much more aggressive. This is the reason why I'm chopping heads off. This is the reason why I'm, it's my way or the highway now, right? And then when the pressure or the stress or whatever is causing me to be there, when that goes away, then I go back to my happy-go-lucky, gregarious, expressive self.
So task-driven, logically based,
Fast decision makers. Natural-born leaders.
Natural-born leader. Yep. So learn to ask better questions and more questions, and it is probably the most needed skill, I think, in the entire world for every single human walking this planet, is to learn to ask better questions and to listen more. We think we're great listeners. Most people suck at listening.
Drivers and expressives suck at listening.
They do. So you know. They absolutely do. Yes. We listen based on when are we going to get a spot to... when are you going to stop talking so I can say what I want to say? Because I'm trying really hard not to interrupt you, so I'll get to... Yeah, right?
Yeah. It's my turn.
Instead of just relax and just listen to the person. Yeah. And then validate what they say. And active listening, we're going to do a whole nother segment on that. So you'll have that to look forward to in a couple of weeks. We'll talk about how to ask better questions. Kiko calls that being master questionizers. That's a whole nother skill that we all need to learn.
Absolutely, yes. I agree, because we want to all be #master questionizers.
#master questionizers.
#master questionizers.
Yeah, take that away. Okay, so final takeaways for drivers.
Again, not natural-born leaders. We need them in the community. They usually rise to the top very quickly. They have a tremendous work ethic. They get things done. Again, taskmasters. They know what they want. When it comes to real estate, I really enjoy working with them because it makes my job so much easier.
Because they know what they want.
Absolutely, yeah. What I've learned about drivers, though, is they do not respect excuses. They only respect results.
Amen to that.
Period. So if you have to come correct, so to speak, with the driver, do not make excuses. Take responsibility for whatever it was, and then move forward and point to the intended direction, and they will respect that.
Absolutely. And last but not least, if you are that person, you can be very, very hard on yourself. I know, because I am that person. Yes. And because you don't have any respect for excuses and only respect for results, you can be extremely hard on yourself, and that you've got to watch hardcore negative self-talk.
Absolutely. Amen to that.
Yep. Okay, all right. So hopefully this has been very valuable for you. Would love to hear your thoughts and feedback in the comments, and we hope you'll join us tomorrow for episode 4, which is Amiables.
Yes. So tune in.
Tune in, and we'll see you there.